Hello and welcome to Experiencing Love. I'm your host, Philip Jocks, and I'm so glad that you're here. Today, I have a really awesome episode about honesty. Honesty, most importantly, with yourself. It gets really deep in there, and honestly, I want you to just have this heads up that it might get real. It might get real for you if you really sit here and listen, and so I hope you stick till the very end because all of it comes together. All of it matters in a way that might actually change something for you. But before we begin, just remember to hit that like button down below, leave a comment, subscribe. I would love to know what you think about this episode, this style, this format, this topic. The more I know, the more you let me know, the more I can make it more relevant and more enjoyable for you. And so that's all I really want at the end of the day. So anyways, enjoy this video, stick around, really give it a good listen, maybe take some notes, and without further ado, let's begin. There's actually been one topic of conversation that I've had recently, more often than I expected to. It's popped up numerous times with numerous people, and so I feel it's valid to bring it up here, talk to you about it, and it has to do with honesty. But a very specific type of honesty. The one that starts with ourselves, not with other people. I believe you're not truly able to be honest with other people if you're not honest with yourself. It is possible to lie to yourself so hard that you think what you're saying to other people is real. It's almost this way of tricking yourself, of making you think one thing is possible, one thing is real, when in fact it's not. One of the most recent times that I heard it kind of like spike up, like perk up in my brain, in my thoughts, was hearing a kid say, "I can't." Just simply the words, "I can't," made me completely stop in my tracks. Because, yeah, there are things in life that we physically cannot do. Like, it is against the laws of nature, against the laws of physics. And yes, those things we cannot do. But I think we use it way too easily. We use it way too often, using the words, "I can't," or "I don't know how," right? Just putting the word "not" is often, not helpful. It's hurting us. But in this case, there was a kid saying, "I can't. I can't reach that hold," because I think we were rock climbing, right? "I can't reach that piece. I can't get up there. I can't do the move." And like I said, there's things that are physically impossible. But this, from my perspective, from what I can see on the floor, was that they could. They could reach it if they just moved their leg, right? Put their leg on a different piece, which they could easily have moved their leg, and they would have easily reached that piece. And I know they could have, because as soon as I pointed it out and told them, "Move your leg there," they were easily able to reach the piece that supposedly they can't reach. But it really got me thinking. If I wasn't there to tell them that they could, what are they telling themselves? Where would they have stopped? It's not that they couldn't. It's that they didn't want to find a way. They didn't even try to find a way. In this very specific example, they didn't even try to find a way. It was they got to that next piece, and as soon as they looked up, they said, "I can't reach it." They didn't even try to look around. And I think it has to do with the fact that we use this word, "I can't." And it's this very vicious cycle where the more we say it, the more we believe it. And so the more we believe it, the more we act it out and the more we say it. I truly believe they thought they couldn't. I truly believe that in their minds, they actually thought they can't get up. They might have thought it's because they physically couldn't get up. But what I knew is that they were just stopping themselves. And this is a very particular example, just a single one of many that I've heard over the last few weeks. And that's just the thing. I've seen it so much. I've heard it so much. And while this kid was up on the wall, I had them take just a moment to realize that can't was the wrong word to use. Can't was the wrong phrase. And in fact, they just didn't want to. Because when you say, I can't do something, and you listen to that, and then you don't try, you don't persist, you don't keep moving forward, it's almost like using the word I can't, you're using the phrase I can't, gives you permission to not try. And so you have to ask, why are you looking for permission to not try? Why are you looking for permission from yourself to not find a way? And the answer to that question is because you don't want to. Like, you don't want to do whatever it is that's in front of you. And there could be many reasons for that. It could be that you're afraid. It could be that there's actual danger ahead of you. It could be something more emotional, right? Like emotional danger, or maybe even physical danger, mental danger, whatever. There's something stopping us. Maybe we're afraid of being embarrassed or rejected or whatever. In other areas where we say, I can't go talk to that person, or I can't stick to a workout routine, or I can't eat any healthier. It's not that you can't. It's that you don't want to. And so the topic I'm bringing up today is about honesty. Because I'm not telling you to believe something that you don't believe in. I'm not telling you to believe that you can if you really think that you can't. I think that's skipping a few steps. I would love for you to get there. I try to help people get there. I say I try to help. I do help people get there, right? I talk them through it in the way I'm talking about it with you. And it all starts with that honesty, with being able to actually see where you are and to say, oh yeah, you know what? It's not that I can't, it's that I don't want to. Because being able to say I don't want to is also not the final step. By switching up the words, by saying something different, you trigger your brain to ask different questions, therefore having different thoughts. If you say I can't, a question might be, all right, why can't I? And then you'll answer, oh, it's because I can't reach, right? I can't reach that piece, or I don't have enough time, I don't have whatever. And you'll convince yourself that that's a worthy enough reason. But if you ask yourself, why don't I want to? You're going to get a very different answer. You're going to get one that's actually more real, more honest, more useful, in my opinion. Because when you get that answer, if you really care about doing the thing that you supposedly can't do, you will start to find that those reasons, those excuses for not being able to do something just start to melt away, drift away. Like, you'll find pieces of evidence that prove it wrong. But that's only if you want to actually do the thing that you're stopping yourself from doing. I find that a lot in kids, and it's so sad. It's disheartening to think, oh wow, it's really being reinforced in their head that if they can't do something, or if they think they can't do something, that's all right. Like, it's all right to just stop there. I'm not saying run yourself into the ground. No. But what I am saying is that I want at least a couple good tries of finding different solutions before a kid learns to give up. If you could teach someone to really be persistent and be resourceful, having those two skills alone can get you 90% of the way anywhere, right? If you keep trying and you keep trying, not just with effort, but with new ideas, with innovation, with finding different solutions to problems that you're having, ones that you haven't tried before, eventually something will work. Just statistically speaking, right? You put a bunch of probabilities together, eventually the chances that something will work will increase over time. That being said, if you convince yourself to stop after your first try or before your first try, you're never going to get there. No one's ever going to get there. I want you to be honest with yourself and be very careful about the words that you choose, because that affects how you think, how you act, and the outcomes you're going to create. Taking a moment to sit down and really figure out, okay, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, I have things a little bit wrong. Let me try to look at it a little bit differently. If you start doing that simple little thing, you'll surprise yourself as to how much can really change. We all think that we're experiencing life. We all think we know what life is like. We don't. We experience the life that we focus on. The life that we focus on is our experience. There's so much out there. There's so many experiences that we don't know that are equally as valid, that are true for other people. And if someone else can have a different experience and therefore a different definition of life, it's fair to say that neither one of us has the full picture, because your experience still matters. You've done stuff that they haven't. Put those together and you start building the puzzle. You start seeing the bigger picture. But for every single person you add, you'll find that there's more and more and more to learn and to experience. We will never know what real life is like. We will never know what all of life is like. And I take great comfort in this, and you should too, because by being able to see that we don't have the full experience of life, we can see that, oh, you know what? Maybe if I change my focus, I could change my life. Like if there's something you don't like, maybe it's because you have to experience something different. Like experience a different viewpoint, mindset, perspective. Ask a different question, get a different answer, show up differently. It may just mean stopping the use of the word can't. Like, what if you made the commitment to yourself for the rest of your life to never say, I can't? Replace it with, I will find a way. Replace it with, I don't know yet. Replace it with, I haven't yet. Replace it with, I will find a way. How much do you think life could change with something like that? I know from experience that it can change a lot. I'm talking about this because I've done it. I'm not saying that I used the words I can for everything. Okay, maybe I do. I'll say it like this. I don't say I can't. I'm just honest with myself and say I don't want to. I tell myself outright when there's something on my plate that I don't want to do. And that's okay. The problem is not doing or not doing something. The problem is lying to yourself about it. I'm all right with you doing absolutely anything. Absolutely anything, absolutely everything. So long as you're not making others' lives harder, right? Do what's best for you. But do it in a way for you that you're honest with yourself. Because when you're honest with yourself, you could be honest with those around you. You've definitely had this experience before. Someone comes to you with a problem. or they come to you complaining about something or criticizing someone. And you hear them out, you're listening, or after everything you say, you give a suggestion. And they say, yeah, no, but like, listen to this too. And like, they add another point. And then maybe you give another suggestion, another solution, another piece of advice. And they're like, yeah. But like, moving on, like, what about this, right? And they keep going on and on and on. This other person telling you about everything that's wrong. And you're sitting here wondering, why don't they just take this advice? Why don't they just try it? Why don't they just listen to what I have to say? And it's because the advice that you're giving them is not relevant. You are solving a problem that's not true for them. Because this person is telling you all the reasons they can't do something. You're trying to tell them all the reasons they can. The real problem is not that they can't do something, it's that they don't want to. And you're not addressing the fact that they don't want to. Let that sink in for a second. There's so much power to be had in being honest with yourself, with other people. If you have a problem in your life and you're honest with yourself first, and then you talk about that honesty with another person, you will actually find the answers from them and within yourself that are actually relevant to you. Maybe that's what's been stopping you for so long. You've been in this cycle of repeating the same mistakes again and again, and it's draining you. You're coming home at the end of a weekend or at the end of your workday, tired, ready to go to bed, saying, I can't believe I have to do this again tomorrow. I can't find the solution. There it is again. I can't. Yeah, you can. But maybe you can't find the solution because you haven't been truthful. You haven't been serious about the problem. And you can't be truthful or serious whenever you're lying to yourself, obviously. Listen. There's so much more I can say on this. Truly, I had a 2-hour phone call about this earlier today. And it all boils down to this one thing. You have to start being honest with yourself. You have to have the courage. It's going to be a little scary. It may very well be uncomfortable. That's actually a given. But as I always say, whether or not it's easy or hard, the more important question is it going to be worth it? Being honest with yourself is nothing but worth it, no matter how hard it is. Saying all this is easy for me to say because I've been doing it for so long. Say for just about 2 years now, I've practiced nothing but being honest with myself. And I'm talking about unraveling lies and stories and old beliefs and values that I've been telling myself for my entire life. This is not an overnight process. Being honest doesn't happen automatically. It takes work. It takes being uncomfortable. I've shed countless tears, journaled countless pages, read countless books, went on countless walks, all so that I can dig a little bit deeper towards my truth. And coming out on the other side of everything so far and being at the start line of everything that's still to come, I can tell you it's worth it. The effort, the work, the results are worth it. The life that I have on the other side of this, of just being able to be honest with myself, is so remarkable. It's so enjoyable. It's so freeing. One of the best things I got from all of this is truly believing like I'm enough. I was able to become so honest with myself that I saw my own self-worth. Do you feel worthy? Do you feel like you're worthy of love? Do you feel like you're enough? Because objectively, you are. You are worthy of love. You are enough. And if you can't 100% with absolute certainty believe that, it's because there's some lie in the way that you've been telling yourself or that people have been telling you and you've adopted that is stopping you from having that in your life. One of the things that I'm most proud of, I have to be honest about it, is who I've become over this last year, actually over the last 2 years. I was asked recently, what are you most proud of? There is no material object, there is no event in my life that I'm most proud of, because my pride comes from who I am and who I'm becoming. It comes from that place because I found that nobody can take that away from me. No one can diminish it unless I let them. No one can discount it unless I let them. No one can tell me that what I did was easy or hard unless I let them. I gave myself the full power to say, you know what? What I did was absolutely awesome. And it took so much work. It took so much courage. It was frightening. It was stressful. And in the end, it was worth it. I say in the end, but I'm not at the end. Neither are you. We're in this together. We're in this to learn, to grow, to become more. Honesty is huge. It truly is. And I think if we really sat down, you and I, had a conversation about it, you would learn so much about yourself if you let me help you be honest. I say let me because I know how to do this work. But you have to be the one to step forward. You have to ask for it first. You have to want change. You have to believe that you can. I already know all these things. Not about me, but about you. I know that you can do all these things. I know that you can change. I know that you can solve every single problem you have in your life. So you don't have to convince me. And I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to help you convince yourself. Because that's the only way all of this sticks. That's the only way that your beliefs become your beliefs. And your truth becomes your truth. How's that for some honesty? Before we end today's episode, I want to just take a moment to honor you. Honor you for being here, for making it this far. I know topics that I talk about aren't always easy to listen to. They aren't always easy to learn about. Maybe that's partly me. Maybe that's partly the topic. Maybe it's the medium. Whatever it is, if you made it this far, I'm really proud of you. Me saying that, well, I don't truly believe you should do anything to make me proud. Like, your goal shouldn't be to make me proud. I just want you to know that as of right now, if you struggle to feel pride for yourself, temporarily use mine. Use my pride for you. I'm really happy that you're here and doing this work. And it really does touch my heart every single time I get to make one of these videos and share with you what I learned, what I know, what I believe. It's from that place of love. that I get to experience the best parts of life, the life that I get to focus on. And I wish that for you as well. So until next time, just remember to always fill up with the love. And as a quick reminder, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, because truly, I want to know how I can help you. I want you to grow as much, if not faster, than me. But that's neither here nor there. Enjoy the rest of your day. Just remember to always fill up with the love once again. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I love you.